Hi, welcome to Kitchen Uncovered. I'm Chef Andrew Nicholson of the Culinary Institute of Canada. Today in Annie's Table Culinary Studio, New London, Prince Edward Island. Today's guest chef, Hayden Johnston from Richmond Station, Toronto. And welcome to the show, Hayden.
Thank you for having me, Chef. I'm excited to be here. It's a pleasure.
Excellent. So tell us a little bit about your experience at the school, when you graduated, and what you've been up to.
I graduated from the Culinary Institute in 2009, which is about 5 years ago, I guess now. I've been traveling and working ever since. So like my parents said, travel while you're young, and that's what I've been doing. So I spent some time in Australia and some time down south in the Antarctic, and yeah, just working.
Excellent. So you've been learning some tricks and some different cuisines as you're traveling around and kind of forming your own.
Exactly. That's always the goal, right? To try to come up with your own cuisine and your own style. And I think a big part of that for a young chef is to be able to do a little traveling and eat as much as you can and see as much as you can. And that's sort of what I've tried to do over the last few years.
Right. So you brought some of that intensity and some of that format to the Richmond Station.
Yeah. I work at a great restaurant downtown in Toronto. We like to think we're great anyway.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've been there for 2 years. We've been open since October 2012 and been loving it ever since. I work for a couple great owners who are doing some great things, and I'm happy to be a part of it.
Okay. So how did the school help you do some traveling and benefit?
Susan Shaw, the internship coordinator there, she was a god to me. She sorted me out by sending me or helping me get to Italy, the Antarctic expedition as well. She hooked me up with. So
that'd be cool. She's
been great, and the program itself and the school itself is just such a good thing. And I looked at 5 or 6 schools before I chose to go to CIC, and you know the things you guys do there and the things that I was a part of there are above and beyond most other institutions.
Excellent. It's good to hear that.
Yeah.
Thanks. So what kind of dishes are we going to do today?
We're going to do a little bit of a tasting menu. So we're going to start with a cold salad, and we're going to do a fish dish, and we're going to do a dessert as well. So a little bit of everything. And the focus of today's I guess episode or today's lesson is PEI beef, and we're gonna focus on the beef today. So we got beef in each preparation, including the dessert. And yeah, I'm excited.
Beef for dessert. That'll be a little bit different. So that's
something
cool.
different. It's avant-garde.
Right. Exactly. So where are we going to start?
We're gonna start with a beef carpaccio. This is a carne salata, as they say in Italian.
Okay.
And that's where I sort of learned to make this dish, or the roots of the dish. We're gonna start with a little bit of raw beef, and then just some accoutrement or a little bit of garnish.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're gonna slice some tenderloin first.
Okay. So Darren Wine's assisting us today. He's a graduate still in culinary and presently taking the applied degree program.
He's a handsome guy.
Thank you.
Thank you. So this is a torchon of beef. Now you can do this a couple different ways or with a couple different cuts of meat. Today we've chosen inside round, and at Richmond Station, here comes the shameless plug, but we do full animals. So we butcher a cow a week, a pig a week, chickens, ducks, fish, everything gets done in the restaurant. And this is a very good representation of what we do, because today I've used inside round for my carpaccio. And that's
most people use tenderloin when they do carpaccio. Most people use tenderloin,
exactly. The goal is to always use a soft cut or a tender cut.
Yeah.
But this is a cost-efficient cut and a cut that you don't serve med-rare on your menu.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it can toughen up as you cook it because of where it comes from in the animal.
Exactly. The inside round is a cut from the leg. There's the inside round, the outside round, and the eye of round.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what we're going to use today.
All right. So we have to use that frozen. So this is something we prepared ahead. Is there a special curing method or anything to the carpaccio that we have to worry about, or just going to season it?
Exactly. We're going to season it on the plate. This has not been cured. It's not been salted. It's not even been seared. And a lot of people, when they do their carpaccio, sear their carpaccio.
Yeah.
This we're going to do totally raw, but from frozen.
Okay.
So the key is to just have a high quality meat. Give it a good torchon. A torchon is just a simple rolling method that sort of compacts the meat.
Okay.
And that's what we've done here.
Yep. So the idea is to make it nice and tight, round and wrapped as tight. Keep it in the freezer and just pull it from the freezer as you need it to slice it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Slice from frozen.
Totally. And the torchon just keeps it nice and round. It holds its shape well. It makes it so it's a nice cylinder.
Uniform.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll give that to you.
Yep. Thank you,
sir. So I don't know how many people at home have meat slicers. Today we're going to use a mandolin. It works just as well. The key here is to make sure it's super, super thin.
Right.
Almost like paper.
Okay.
So we're going to do 4 or 5 slices. You want to be careful. The mandolin will take your finger off.
Right. Very sharp. It's a good idea to get these. You can get these at most kitchen stores and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's good to have in your kitchen just for slicing vegetables or meats like carpaccio fairly thinly.
Totally, and a relatively inexpensive piece of equipment.
Yeah.
And one that you just use over and over again.
Okay.
So we have the start here. This is the raw beef. We're gonna plate this on the plate and let it just come up to room temperature, or just take the chill off of it.
Okay.
So you can, this is rustic, you can plate it any way you'd like.
Right.
We're gonna
And
do,
again, when you're done with this, after you slice off what you need, you re-wrap it and put it back in the freezer till the next time.
Totally, exactly.
Okay.
This is something that you can, it lasts in your freezer for months and months. It's an easy cut, and as
Okay.
long as it doesn't get freezer burnt, you're doing all right.
Okay.
So we have our carpaccio laid out.
All right, I can get rid of this and this.
Thank you, sir.
Darren, I'm going to give you that just to you can
We're
re-wrap that, please.
we're gonna work on the garnish here a little bit. So
Okay.
I'm gonna go classic Italian style on this one. We're gonna do some arugula, a little bit of basil. In this case, we're gonna use micro basil.
Okay.
An eggplant caponata,
Okay.
a little bit of Parmesan cheese, pine nuts that we still need to toast,
Okay.
and then just a little bit of chives and olive oil.
Simple.
Simple.
Simple ingredients that you
Super
have.
simple.
So you said we're going to toast the pine nuts?
Yeah.
And what will that do?
Toasting the pine nuts just releases a little bit of the oil, gives them a little bit more of a nutty flavor, browns them up, and I think everything is better toasted.
Okay. And we just need we don't need any oil. We just need a hot pan.
Yeah.
We just use the natural oils from the nuts just to control the
Exactly.
toasting and the burning.
Exactly. No salt, no oil,
Right. Okay.
as is.
We're just going to heat up the pan a little bit.
Yeah.
You're going to do the chives.
We'll get our chives ready to go. So in our kitchen, everybody is judged on their chives. You don't move up from garde manger until you can cut your chives perfectly. It's sort of a Richmond Station thing.
So what's the secret on chives?
Nice
just hack
and
them
thin.
up?
No slinkies, is one of my chefs told
No
me.
slinkies?
No slinkies, no slinkies, no half-cut chives. They've got to be perfect. So the key is to have a sharp knife and good chives.
Okay. And it's more of a slicing action than a chopping action.
That's the key.
Right.
That's the key. Long slices, long slices. I'm going to try not to take my finger off here. The pine nuts look good.
Thank you.
Get them all lined up.
So the object is get everyone exactly the same.
Everyone the exact same size, exactly.
Okay. And what's the, you mentioned the caponata.
Yeah, the eggplant caponata.
Yeah, so what's the, what is that specifically?
This is a traditional Southern Italian or Sicilian preserve using eggplant,
Yeah.
peppers, garlic, lots of basil, a little bit of oregano. There's some thyme in there as well. And then we like to fold in a little bit of chocolate at the end, which, I don't know, it kind of gives it a different mouthfeel and just makes it a little bit richer. So this is a totally in-season thing. In the south of Italy, it's always eggplant. There's lots of pepper, and this is a way to do it. So Richmond Station, as a kitchen, we went out. We picked 100 pounds of eggplant. We spent 2 days cleaning them and cutting them and peeling them with the peppers, and everything gets cooked down together. Put them in mason jars and preserve it, and you have it all year.
Okay, so this is similar to what we do with mustard pickles.
Exactly.
Just a different vegetable,
Different
different fruit,
vegetable.
just kind of different way of preserving
Exactly.
stuff.
It's a simple Southern Italian preserve.
Okay. Okay, Hayden's gonna snip his chives. I'm gonna toast some pine nuts. We come right back. We're gonna finish the carpaccio plate and do some trout.
Yeah.
Sounds
looking
good.
forward to it.
Don't go away. Welcome back to Kitchen Uncovered. I'm Chef Andrew Nicholson with the Culinary Institute of Canada. Today with guest chef Hayden Johnston. We are at Annie's Table Culinary Studio in New London, Prince Edward Island, and we're back with the carpaccio.
We're gonna finish up the plate here. The meat is sliced, it's on the plate. We're gonna put the final garnishes on it,
Okay.
finish it up.
So our pine nuts are toasted. I'm just gonna put these in the dish.
Great. So when I like to season my carpaccio, I like to start with the salt first, fully covered. Make sure you get every piece the exact same. We're gonna do pepper second. And this is a rustic dish. It's Italian. Everything Italian is rustic. You can go on there.
Very simple, very natural.
Very
Lot of-
simple, very natural. Chives. This is just a good quality Italian olive oil.
Extra virgin.
Extra virgin, that's right.
Okay.
We're gonna do a little bit of the caponata. Just make sure you get a little bit on each piece.
And the caponata again is the pickled
Yeah, the pickled
eggplant.
Pickled eggplant, exactly. Sicilian pickled eggplant. We're just gonna finish
Beautiful.
with a, yeah,
Little arugula, it'll get you a little fresh peppery
exactly.
flavor, some color.
And they call it salata, so I guess you have to have some sort of green on there.
Right on.
Beef salad, something like that. And then just a little grate of Parmesan,
Parmesan. Beauty.
something like that.
Very simple, very fresh. So
Very
the cap-
simple.
the carpaccio's left in the freezer, and then you have all the extra fresh ingredients, and it's just done.
Dish is a winner.
Nice, very nice. Okay, so where we go next, Hayden?
We're gonna work on to our main course. It's gonna be our trout dish.
Okay,
So we're doing a trout bourguignon.
yeah,
We're gonna start by sautéing a little bit of the smoked summer sausage. So it's a beef sausage. That's why we're calling it bourguignon. There's gotta be a
okay,
little
right
beef
on.
in there.
Yeah,
So it's gonna be the summer sausage and some beautiful PEI chanterelle mushrooms picked by Chef Hans himself.
right
Secret
on. Yeah,
spot.
in a spot he never tells anybody about.
Exactly. And then just pickled pearl onions, and they're simply pickled in red wine vinegar, a little bit of water, sugar, and salt.
Okay,
And 2-to-1 vinegar water is always a good ratio for a pickle.
okay. So we'll get rid of some of this stuff. We don't need the pine nuts anymore.
Nope.
Leave those to Darren.
Yeah. I'm gonna start working on our beurre rouge, and a beurre rouge is a classical French sauce made with a little bit of red wine, port, and lots of butter.
Lots of butter. It's like a butter sauce.
Exactly. It's a red wine butter sauce.
Okay.
The French. It needs to be butter.
So if you don't have chanterelles or fresh chanterelles, you just want to use fresh mushrooms for this. So it doesn't really
Exactly.
matter so much about the mushroom. It's
Totally. And
just being with the season.
exactly. And mushrooms are that exactly. Preferably you want to use something with a little bit of a bite. An oyster mushroom works well. The chanterelles work well. You can use the shiitake. They have a nice flavor and a nice smell.
Yeah.
Got her lit up there. Those smell great.
Yeah, they're nice, eh? You won't tell me it's any of his spots though. So
No.
the sausage we're putting in here is beef sausage. Is this something you guys make in your in-house?
Exactly. This is another Richmond Station ingredient or another preparation. So, you have a 900-pound cow, you always end up with 100 pounds or 200 pounds of beef trim that you have to make something with. And
Right.
this is one of the ways we use that trim up. It's simply beef, a little bit of beef fat, some spices, a little bit of like summer savory or some sage in there.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's great. It's a little smoky.
And then we have the pickled tomato, onions.
Pickled onions, yeah, the pickled pearl onions. We
I
got
knew it
it.
was in there somewhere, so spit it out.
Yeah, and those just help the dish with a little acidity.
Okay. And just sweat these off so that there's no coloration or caramelization in this.
Exactly.
It's just kind of, and the beurre rouge there, you brought the reduction.
Up to a boil, up to a nice little simmer. We reduced it just a touch,
Okay.
and then we're slowly going to mount some butter into it. And the key is to not boil the sauce after the butter is in it, or it will split.
Oh, we'll split.
Exactly.
Okay.
So we're going to add the trout to our immersion circulator, and an immersion circulator is a fun toy.
Okay.
I want to plop that in there. We're going to say about 3 minutes.
Okay. And that's
3 or 4.
set at 58 degrees Celsius.
58 degrees Celsius. It works every time. It sort of takes a human element out of cooking, and it's consistent.
Okay. So what it's
consistent.
going to do is the water's at 58 degrees Celsius, and it's going to bring the temperature of the
fish.
trout up in about 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
And then hold it there.
Exactly.
It won't go above or below that. It'll just.
Perfectly cooked fish every time. And this is a beautiful rainbow trout.
Okay.
I've cured it with a little bit of salt and sugar for 1 hour. Rinse the fish off. We portioned it into a nice little piece and just put it in the backpack bag. Simple as that.
Okay. And what's this sauce here? Is that something we got to heat up or?
Yeah,
add
that's
somewhere?
this is our onion sous vide. So you can eat this sauce cold or hot.
Okay.
It's simply just an onion puree with a little bit of beef jus in it or beef sauce.
Okay.
This is just white onions or Vidalia onions, a sweeter onion, sauteed in a little bit of butter, preferably with no color, pureed in a Vitamix, and cooled down. Super simple. Our sauce looks good. Our veg looks good.
A little bit of chives.
A little bit of
for some
chives
color.
for color. It's French.
Nice, yeah.
The trout is working. We just need the plate.
Okay, Darren, you got a plate for the trout, please? Okay. We have the deep fryer. We're going to use some
Shallot rings.
shallot rings.
So this is going to be one of the garnishes for the
Okay.
trout.
So I'm just going to drop a couple of these in here.
Exactly. And those are simply just shallots, sliced super thin.
Yep.
The middles have been punched out. They've been soaked in buttermilk overnight.
Okay.
Yeah. And,
And then just toss some flour and fry to a golden brown.
exactly, dredged in flour. Super simple. We're frying it in a pot, but a deep fryer works well too, 350 degrees. Simple as
Just
that.
make sure that you control the temperature and have a candy thermometer
Exactly.
around so you control what you're doing.
Yeah. And the shallot rings just add a nice crunch. They add texture. The fish is very soft.
Okay.
So it needs a little crunch, and the onions help with that, and the shallot rings help with that as well.
Awesome. So these typical dishes you'd find at Richmond Station that you guys have in the menu?
Yeah, we change our menu quite often, but these are ones that we always have around. Exactly, we really like the trout, and the carpaccio is just an easy way to use up something that we don't otherwise use.
Right on.
The summer sausage, exactly, it's the same thing. These all sort of complement our restaurant very well, just in the ways that they're made.
Okay, so Darren got her plate.
Good to go?
And do you want to
Yeah, I'd say we're close to 2 or 3 minutes there.
check the trout?
Add a little bit more butter. So the key is to not boil the beurre rouge or it will split. And if you have a
Okay.
split beurre rouge, you have to start again.
Okay.
How's it look?
So trout looks like it's just about done. I
Great.
think we'll leave it for another minute. We're going to get everything together, do the trout plate, and then for dessert we're going to do lemon posset.
A lemon posset, coddled cream.
Excellent. We can't wait. So don't go away. We're right back.
Amazing.
Welcome back to Kitchen Uncovered. I'm Chef Andrew Nicholson of the Culinary Institute of Canada. Today in Annie's Table Culinary Studio in New London, Prince Edward Island. Guest chef today, Hayden Johnston. We have our carpaccio plated. Now we're finishing off our trout dish.
Yep.
So I'm going to get the trout out of the sous vide that's done now for 3 minutes. And
Perfect.
what's next, chef?
Yeah, we're going to cut the bag open. So you have your perfectly cooked fish. Take it out.
So 58 degrees Celsius is what the water was, so that's what the trout is, and then the skin just peels right off.
Peels right off.
Slick.
Perfect every time. If you want to get fancy, give it a little trim, make it look like it wasn't cooked in a bag.
Okay, right on. So you have this is cured and seasoned before you put it in the bag and backpack it individually. Yeah.
Exactly. And then when it comes out, you hit it with a little Malden salt. Try to make sure that everything is covered perfectly.
Okay.
A little bit of basil cress.
Okay. And we have our beurre rouge
Yeah.
that we made, and we have our sautéed chanterelles with the sausage.
Exactly. I like to have the fish ready to go before I finish plating the dish, so your fish is ready.
Okay.
Onion sous vide goes down first. Make a little boat.
Which is sautéed onions are caramelized with a little bit of beef chicken stock.
Exactly. Super simple.
Quick little onion sauce.
Reach over, we'll grab our garnish. So we have the pink pearl onions, the chanterelle mushrooms, the sauteed or rendered summer sausage.
Beauty.
Down on top, smells great. The chanterelles are awesome. Pile it on.
Okay.
We're gonna reach
Nice
over.
and clean.
Trout is down. Ideally, if you have a little extra chives, that looks great on top.
Okay.
And then we're just gonna finish with a touch of the beurre rouge. Now, I don't like to do put the beurre rouge on the fish itself,
Okay.
but
Just kind of blend it into the flavors as you're eating it. And
exactly, just a little bit around.
Right.
So
Beautiful.
that's our trout bourguignon.
Beautiful plate. Beautiful plate. So now we're going to do lemon posset.
Lemon posset, time for dessert.
Time for dessert. Excellent. Darren's going to bring forth our ingredients.
Right? Yeah. So a lemon posset is simply a coddled cream.
Coddled cream.
Yeah. So
Okay.
cream, sugar, lemon juice, and a sheet of gelatin. And the gelatin is kind of cheating, but that's what we're going to use. And to incorporate beef into this dish,
Okay.
I've done something a little different, something that was a first for me. And we're going to do a puffed beef tendon.
Okay.
So the beef tendon comes from the Achilles of the back leg of a cow.
Okay.
There's a small piece, about 3 inches long.
So you guys don't waste anything.
We don't waste anything in Richmond Station.
Okay,
head to
right
tail,
on.
head to tail. So I've saved up about 20 of them. We boiled them up. We're going to, I torchon them into the log just the same way I did the carpaccio.
Okay.
Cooled it down. We're going to slice it really thin. We dehydrated them to get this chip, which is a perfect little chip.
Okay.
Almost looks like a potato chip.
Right
but
on.
a tendon chip.
Wow.
We're going to deep fry those, and it's going to be our puffy garnish on the dish.
Okay.
So to get
So
started,
we're going to hop in. So the cream has to be hot for this.
cream has to be hot. 1 liter of cream.
Okay.
Perfect. 250 grams of sugar. 130 grams, not milliliters. At Richmond Station, we cook by scale and by ratio only.
Okay.
So everything is weighed. Lemon juice is weighed to 120 grams. Then we have our 1 sheet of bloomed gelatin.
So I'm putting in all the sugar.
Yep. Whisk.
Okay.
Yeah, great. Now, we cook out the cream and the sugar for 2 or 3 minutes.
Okay.
Just so a little bit of the water evaporates, and it just sets a little bit nicer.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect. Darren, do you have the bowl we're gonna set it in? Perfect.
So our deep fryer is coming up to a temperature. Be careful when you're deep frying at home that you don't boil over or cause a grease fire. So just make sure you got a candy thermometer nearby that you can keep control of the temperature. So we're just going to deep fry these to puff them up.
Exactly. Put it in. You always want to have a slotted whisk, or sorry, a slotted spoon around to fish it out.
Oh yeah, look at that puffing up.
Perfect. For those of you watching who don't know what a chicharron is, it's essentially the same thing, just with pork fat, and it's a traditional Filipino preparation. This is the same thing, just made with beef and using tendon, not skin. Sorry,
awesome.
pork
And then
skin.
you just season these with a little bit of salt on a plate when
Exactly.
they come out.
Exactly. Even though this is for a sweet dish, like a dessert, we're still going to season with a little bit of salt. I think it's essential.
Okay, that was kind of fun. I'm going to do a couple more.
Yeah.
So how was your experience on Chopped?
Yeah, it was great. Chopped was awesome. It was definitely a learning experience for sure. It was hard. It was hard, and people ask me that all the time. How was it? How was it? Is it like it comes off on TV? And it totally is. You know, you open up your box and you only have 20 minutes to make your appetizer. You only have a half an hour to make your entree.
Right.
You open that box and you definitely start running. And
right on.
You know, I tell the cooks in the kitchen all the time when they do a new season that everybody should apply, because not only is the money great, but the exposure is great. And it's just, I think any time you can work with 4 other cooks or 3 other cooks like that and have fun doing it, make a little money doing it, you're
so
doing
season
all right.
1 that you were on.
Season 1, yeah. Episode 23, the Wascally Rabbit.
Okay, right on.
Plug that.
Exactly.
Exactly. We have all our garnish here. So we're going to garnish the lemon posset with a little bit of mint, a little bit of granola. And this is like a pecan, and there's a little bit of coconut and raisin in here as well. It's really good. Blueberries, because it is the season. And a fennel powder. So my pastry chef at Richmond Station would give me the gears if I didn't shout him out for this. It's just fennel seed, mixed with a little bit of canola oil and maltodextrin powder.
Okay.
It's avant-garde. It's avant-garde. So it's a fennel powder, essentially.
So our cream and our sugar is boiled. So now we add the lemon.
Exactly. We're gonna whisk in the lemon juice.
And it's better if the cream is boiling for this process to break down the sugar a little bit better and just kind of makes it more smoother.
Exactly, and it's really essential to cook out a little bit of the water in there as well. So you need to cook it for 2 or 3 minutes, just the cream and sugar, before you add your lemon juice. And then we're gonna add 1 sheet of bloomed gelatin. So we've taken the gelatin and just put it in a little bit of cold water. It softens up and it just makes it easier to dissolve.
And this is the sheet gelatin, right?
Sheet gelatin.
So if you just had the powdered envelopes at home, you'd use about 1 envelope for this recipe, or
yeah, I'm not sure exactly what the conversion is, but that sounds about right.
That's what I would guess if I was doing it.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay, so then this is something you have to make ahead, right?
You have to make it the day before.
Okay, because it needs time to set in the fridge, because this obviously isn't ready to serve.
Exactly.
Okay.
I think Darren has one in the fridge for us.
Okay, so once this is done, you put it in just portion into the dishes that you're serving it in?
You can do cups, you can do bowls, you can do dishes. You can even, once in a while, our pastry chef will do it on a plate with just a little rim, so it's about a 1/4 inch of the posset on the bottom, and then you can plate on top of it. It's very beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah.
I probably went a little bit heavy, but I'm...
No. This one goes to Darren, back in the fridge. And this is our final product. So it's just a set custard. You can see it's come up a little bit. Might have been a little off tilt, but yeah, there's not much to it. I really like this dessert because it's a little bit more on the savory side than it is the sweet side.
Right.
And I think it happens too often in desserts where you get something that's too sweet and you leave and you're like, oh my gosh, it's a lot of sugar and it's really heavy, but this is a little different. We have the chicharron there.
Chicharron is ready.
Or the puffed beef tendon, that's great. And then you can do anything you want on this, you can plate it any way you want.
So once this is set in the bowl in the fridge,
that's
game on.
Exactly. And you can put anything. Like you can even use it as like a parfait of sorts, which is sort of the way we're going. Do you mind passing me a spoon, chef?
No, absolutely.
It's beautiful. Something like that. Great. Yeah, you can change the fruit depending on the season, whatever you want to use. Really, there's no rules. I'm gonna break this up a little bit. We'll tap a little bit of the powder on, something like that.
Nice.
Then you can break these up or you can
Gives
do
a little bit of
mole.
crispness to the
Yeah, the texture is
dish.
great. The
Yeah.
texture is great, and it's a fun preparation. It's something that I've never seen before, I've never done before, and I'm happy it turned out, to be honest with you.
Excellent. No, it looks great.
Yeah.
Looks awesome. Thank you very much for joining us on the show today.
Thank you very
It was
much
a
for
pleasure
having me,
you.
Chef. Thank you.
Pleasure. Thank you for joining us. I'm Chef Andrew Nicholson. Check out our website, kitchenuncovered.com, and see you next time.
If you're in Toronto, Richmond Station.
Richmond Station.